Hello, Isaiah here, and I thought I'd take a minute to talk to you about what you can do when you're not motivated in your job search. We all have these days. For some reason, it seems to happen to people a lot on a Friday. It's happening to me today, a very busy day, and I don't feel like doing it. So I think the first thing to mention is that this is normal for everybody. You might have a lot to do on a particular day. You might have a little to do. The problems can be different. I found that there's really three things that'll help you when you're facing this, and I want to talk about what those three things are. I woke up today tired, had a lot to do. I have a couple of classes to teach. I have a deadline for my third book that's due. I have a podcast, several interviews, and I find my brain going through what I call as mental thrashing, right? Like I picture a fish on land flapping back and forth, right? When you're trying to get out of something, you're trying to negotiate a way out of it. Like, could it be a different day? You just don't know what to do. And I talk to a lot of PhDs, and this is something they experience in their job search quite a bit. They know they need to do something to get hired. They might even have a plan in front of them. They might have a lot of other things to do, little to do. So what can you do? As a PhD, you have to ask yourself three questions. The first one is why? What's your rationale? Why do you want to get hired in the first place? If you don't have a strong enough rationale, it doesn't matter what you do. You're never going to be motivated. You're not going to be aligned with your actions will never align with your desire. So the first thing that I try to do is go back to why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is my rationale for getting hired in industry? And try to hit it head on. I'm underpaid in academia. I'm working for free. I'm in a postdoc. I thought my career was going to be further along. I'm tired of telling people, I'm tired of explaining why I don't have a real job yet. I'm tired of not making progress. I'm tired of seeing people around me get hired. I'm tired of the same thing. I'm tired of not being able to pay my bills. I'm tired of not having any retirement. Tired of time passing by. I'm tired of being mistreated by my PI. Whatever it is, build that case. Don't avoid the case. Build the case. That's your rationale. And as PhDs, we all know the strength of rationale. Number two, show up. A lot of people today will tell you that if you don't feel like doing something, just don't do it, right? You're burnt out. You need a break, blah, blah. Listen, as a PhD, you know that that's not true. There's rare times where, you might actually have burnout, where you need a break, etc. But usually we're just trying to escape our responsibility. So just show up. If you have set aside time for your job search, sit in front of the computer with LinkedIn open and just start typing. Start typing messages out. Start researching. It's the same thing when you need to write your paper or your thesis. You got to go to it. You have to show up. You got to go to the library or wherever you type. You have to open up your computer. You got to open up that document, even if it's a blank page, and just start typing. Just start doing something. Show up. That's very important to do. And number three, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive. You need to do more, not less. Your brain will be trying to trick you into thinking that the problem is that you're doing too much. You're overwhelmed. That's not always the case, though, right? You think back to a time when you felt really tired. Maybe it was later in the day, in the evening, and then you saw something on your phone. A text message from somebody you were waiting to hear back from. You got an email, right? Maybe it's the first time you heard from an employer, and then all of a sudden what happened to your energy levels? They shot through the roof, right? You were exhausted, but then suddenly, because what you were focusing on changed, your energy levels dramatically increased. Okay? Your attention, right? Where your attention goes, energy flows. Very often doing more, focusing on something different will increase your energy levels. There's a saying, I'm paraphrasing, that says, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. You can think back to a time in your life when you were extremely busy, but it seemed like you were getting a lot done. So raise the stakes. You're not making any progress in your job search, not because you're overwhelmed, it's because you're not doing enough. Raise the stakes, think bigger. Instead of saying, how could I reach out to one job lead? Say, what if I reached out to 30 job leads today? What if I contacted 30 people? What if I went after a higher level job that I never thought I could possibly get? What if I took on my entire resume and shorten the amount of time, right? Raise the stakes by creating more urgency, shorter time. I'm going to rewrite my entire resume for this position in 15 minutes. Go. Time yourself. Okay, these are things that you can do that will really help you. There are things that I'm doing today. I'm showing up, I'm creating urgency, okay, and I'm going back to why I'm doing this in the first place, and this is something that'll help you too. So hopefully this helps. If you have any strategies that work when you don't feel like, doing anything, your job search or otherwise, I'd love to hear them in a comment below. If you want to learn more about our programs to help you get hired, you can go to phdsgethired.com, learn about our Cheeky Scientist Association. You can email me by emailing support@cheekyscientist.com or Isaiah@cheekyscientist.com. If you'd love to learn more about working with me one-on-one or how to get mentorship from one of our transition specialists, just email either support@cheekyscientist.com or Isaiah@cheekyscientist.com with the keyword diamond in the subject line. That's how we know that you saw this video. As always, remember your value as a PhD and start thinking and acting like a successful industry professional.